Hi friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today I am collaborating with my friend Rae. I'll let you know more about him and the collaboration in a few minutes. But first of all, if you're new here, my name is Brenda and this is my Oliver, and we are so happy you stopped by today. And if you're returning, we are so thrilled that you are here once again and appreciate you all. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here's DIY number one. So for this DIY, I'm going to use this Deco Art Metallics paint in the color Worn Penny. Some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree. Some of these words from Dollar Tree. This wood maple leaf from Dollar Tree. I'm going to show you 4 of these 18-inch craft sticks, but I really only ended up using 2 of them. And then I'm going to use one of these. These are pillowcases. I got them, I think, last year sometime from Amazon. Yeah. So I'm going to start off by painting the sticks and the leaf with that Worn Penny. And then I'm going to use my Beacon Fabri-Tac glue and hot glue on the back of each one of these sticks, and then I'm going to attach one to the top and one to the bottom of my pillowcase. I did try to iron it out because it was a lot more wrinkly than it is there. But if you don't have these, I actually was going to use, I know I have some drop cloth somewhere that I bought a while ago at Walmart and I couldn't find it. And then of course, after I did this, I found it. But you could use drop cloth. You could, I don't know. You could use anything, really, any kind of material if you wanted, and put it on like foam board or something. So once I had that all on there, I took my Fabri-Tac glue. Again, I'm putting it all around the middle of the back side of my leaf. Then I'm going to take hot glue and go all the way around the edges. And I'm going to hot glue this to my sign. Now, I got this idea from Pinterest. I saw something similar to this, and I saw this a couple like last year, and I really liked it, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and so I saw that and I thought I want to make that. So I am going to paint the Hello Autumn from Dollar Tree with that ivory color. Then I'm going to use my Tight Bond glue and hot glue on the back of this, and I'm going to glue this to that maple leaf. There was something I was going to say. What was it? Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah. Oh, I will have links to the Pinterest page in my description box so you can go and see the original piece. Then I took some of this ribbon here and I'm going to hot glue it to the bottom middle stick there, right in the middle of the bottom stick there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the very top. And I just love this ribbon. I thought it was really pretty, and I thought it went really well with this coloring and this leaf. And yeah, so I really like how this came out. So once I have this on here, which will be any second now, I'm going to take some of that ribbon and I'm going to make a bow. So I just do the awareness ribbon, scrunching it up in the middle, taking some jute twine and tying it around the bow there just to keep that all in place. And once I tie my knot, then I will trim off that excess twine, and I'm going to cut I don't think I dovetailed it. I think I cut the tails on my bow at an angle instead of dovetailing. We'll see here in a minute. I'll show it. I'm moving really slow. Yeah, I just did an angle there. And then I'm going to hot glue this right above the stem of my maple leaf. My husband told me to tell any of my Canadian viewers that you could totally make this a Canadian piece by painting that red. And then I took some more of that ribbon and I'm going to hot glue it to the back of my sign. And that's all there was for this. I love how it came out. I think it is so cute, even though I used a pillowcase and not drop cloth. You have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. Okay, so this is a collaboration with my friend Rae with One Way Design 238. He is just such a nice guy, and he invited me to collaborate with him, and I said sure. So make sure you check him out. I'll have links to his channel in the description box below and show him some love. Okay, so this is DIY number 2. So I'm going to use one of these candlesticks from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use some of these leaves that I got a couple years ago from Amazon. They are in my Amazon store, but you could use any kind of little leaves that you have if you want to recreate this. I'm going to use this pumpkin. I got it from the Dollar Tree Plus section last year at Dollar Tree. I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint again in the color Ivory, this DecoArt gold metallic paint, and then my Deco Art Metallics in the color Rich Espresso and Worn Penny. I love that Worn Penny. I know most of you know that. It's just one of my favorites. So I'm going to remove the stem, and this is just styrofoam in there, and you just pull it right out. And then I painted both of those with that ivory. Now I was running out of that ivory, and it was getting really, really thick. So my pumpkin, you can see cracks in it, and I know it's just because that paint was so thick. So as you can see there, I painted those leaves with that gold color and the Rich Espresso and the Worn Penny, and now I'm just going to hot glue them all around this pumpkin. And I'm just putting a little bit of hot glue on the bottom of each one, and then once it was on there, I took the top of the one that's before it and just hot glued it down. And then I just went and did this all the way around my pumpkin. Now afterwards I thought, oh, you know, it'd be really fun is to have a little bit bigger pumpkin and do this, but have it like coming down. And yeah, anyways, I just thought that would be pretty too. Once I had that done, I took some Fix-All glue. I'm going to put it around the top of my candlestick, and then I'm going to add some hot glue as well. That's for the immediate hold, and then of course the Fix-All is for the permanent hold. And then I'm just going to lay my pumpkin right on top, just like you see right there. And as you can see, I just put a little bit of hot glue on that stem and pushed it back in. I'm going to take, I had a couple leaves left over, and I thought I'm just going to run these down my candlestick. So I'm just going to hot glue them down the candlestick. And that's kind of where I got the idea of a bigger pumpkin with the leaves coming downward. I took some of this gold like rope twine stuff. It's trimming, I think. Anyways, I think I got this at Hobby Lobby. I know they have this, but I'm going to make a finger bow, a quadruple finger bow. So I'm just wrapping my fingers 4 times, and then I'm taking that end, going through my fingers, coming up around and going back through that loop that I just made, and then pull really tight. And then after that, I'm just going to hot glue it to the top of my pumpkin by the stem. Sorry, you can't see that. And then I'm going to cut down the tails of that bow. And I probably should have painted that stem gold. That would have been really pretty too. But anyways, there it is. I love how this came out. And this is another Pinterest inspiration piece too, and I'll have a link to that one as well. Okay, I always like to take this moment to thank all my subscribers, because you guys are just amazing and I appreciate you so much. And if you're new here and if you enjoyed today's video, I'd ask that you hit that red subscribe button before you go, become part of our YouTube family, and then make sure you guys give me that thumbs up, comment, and watch those ads. That really does help my channel out. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can do so by finding the links in my description box to all my social media accounts. Okay, here's DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I'm going to use my mesh tube here that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color Ivory, and this sweater that I bought at Goodwill. And then I created this. No, I didn't create this. I got this off of Design Space, my Cricut Design Space. And then this little round from Michaels. And then I'm going to use this pizza pan from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start off by taking my little finger sander and just sanding all around the front and the back and all the edges. I just feel like giving a little bit of a sanding helps that paint adhere a little bit better, because I know paint doesn't necessarily like to stick to metal so much. So after I had it all sanded down, I took a wipey and just wiped it all off. And then I painted it front and back with my Ivory chalk paint. And then I also did the same with that little wood round. Then I took one of these splatter screens. These are the exact same size as the inside of that pizza pan. So I laid it out on my sweater here, and I'm just using it as a template to cut around. And then I'm just going to cut this sweater out. Then I went with my very heavy, thick fabric Mod Podge, which I'm almost out of. I need to get more. And I'm just going to brush it all around the inside of my pan. And then I take my sweater piece here, and I'm just going to lay it all out inside of my pan. And then after I have that all laid out, I decided it needed something more. So I took some of this tubing, mesh tubing, and I'm just going to hot glue it all the way around between the edge of that sweater and the edge of the inside part of the pizza pan, just like you see right there. And after I have this all done, I was like, okay, there's just, for me, there's too much white. So you'll see, I'll show you here in a minute. I think I'm getting ahead of myself of what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to finish hot gluing this, cut it off, and then I am going to add my decals to this wood piece. And I'm just adding this circle part. Now, like I said, I got this off Cricut Design Space. It was already created, but it is made so that you can ungroup it if you want to do different colors. So I did the hello weather in a gold color. I did the round part in the black, and then I did this sweater color, or the color was more of a copper color, and I thought this would be perfect for what I'm doing. Then I took some of this vintage distressed oxide, and I went around to do like some distressing, but I wasn't quite happy with the way it was looking. So I then, this is called Vintage Photo, by the way. So then I took my finger and I just kind of started smearing it, and I thought, okay, I like that better, but it was still not quite looking the way I wanted it. So I did take a really small paintbrush and that worn penny and just kind of went around the edge of it as well. Then I took that worn penny and I very slowly, I have this really sped up, this is how slow I was going, brushed it along the edge of my pizza pan, because this is where I was like, okay, it's just, for me, it's too white. It needs a little bit more color. So once that was dry, I took some tacky glue. Why I'm using all these different glues, I don't know. It's just what I grabbed. And then I took my hot glue, and the hot glue, of course, again, is for the immediate hold. And I'm just going to lay that right on top of that sweater. I took some of this ribbon. I got this, I think, last year at Dollar Tree, and I'm just making a bow by doing the awareness ribbon, scrunching it up, and using the twine again to secure that bow in place. And then I will dovetail the ends of this one, and you dovetail by folding your ends together and then cutting at an angle downward. You can cut upwards as well. It does give it a little bit different shape, I think. Then I hot glued it to my top of my pan here, and I just kind of tacked the edges down so it didn't cover the words. These leaves I got last year from Hobby Lobby. I know they have them again, but they come in a pack with some really dark blue, pretty beautiful leaves. And I thought I had more of these leaves, but I could only find the two. So I thought, well, I think two will be enough. And I really do like the way this came out. It's not too much, because I didn't want to overwhelm that sweater. So then I took some more of that tubing, because I felt like that bow just needed something more. So I made a little bow with it, and I'm going to hot glue it there. One of the legs was kind of wonky, so I just went ahead and just kind of tacked it down as well with some hot glue. Then I just felt like, okay, it needs just a little bit more. So I took some more of that mesh tubing, and I'm just going to hot glue it all the way around my little round wood sign there. And then I took some more of that mesh tubing, tied knots on the ends, and hot glued them to the back as a hanger. And that's all there was for this one. I absolutely love how this came out. Oh my gosh, I think it is beautiful. You have to let me know what you think about this one in the comment box as well. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations. And we have Donna here created these really lovely little pieces. I love them. Your pumpkins are wonderful, and that scarecrow is so cute. And Kathy, look at her little snowman's upside down, and the sign says, "Oh no," just like Kathy Jo says. Great job, Kathy. And then this is Tracy, who made this very cute little wreath, candy corn wreath. I love it. Thank you so much, ladies. I really have enjoyed all of those. And if you have a creation or recreation that you would like me to showcase for you, you can send pictures to my email address that's listed right there, or you can send them to me through Facebook Messenger or Instagram. I am always tickled to see your photos and to showcase them for you. Okay, here's DIY number 4. So this one didn't go as planned. I was going to use one of these stencils from Dollar Tree, the adhesive stencils. I'm going to use my Rib-On Transfers from Dollar Tree. Again, the same paints, my Waverly chalk paint in the color Ivory, and then the worn penny. And then this little sign I got when it was like 75% off at Hobby Lobby, normally $7.99. So of course I grabbed all of them that were there. Sorry for those that live around me if I took something you might have gotten. I started off by, removing that tag, and then painted the whole thing with my Ivory color. And then once it was all dry, I took this adhesive stencil from Dollar Tree. I cut it out, and I'm going to lay it in place right in the middle of my sign. My original idea was I was going to have this in the middle and then put a few of those leaves on the side of it. But yes, this did not turn out. So I'm putting tape down, not for the adhesive stencil, but because I didn't want to get any paint over the edges. So I'm using this little finger dauber. I got these from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going around and dabbing on some of my paint, trying not to get too much. And then I go to take it off and look at it. It was horrible. So I wiped it off with a baby wipe and repainted it, and decided, okay, well, I'm just going to cut these leaves out and just put them all over on the inside of my little plaque here. So I'm just, I laid my leaf down. I am rubbing, and pulling up the plastic. And if I see any coming up with it, then I just rub it a little bit more until I can completely take that plastic off without lifting any leaves. So then I just kept doing that all over the inside of that, and I still felt like it was too white, needed something more. So I took some more of that worn penny that I absolutely love and painted the outside of that frame. Then I took this Hello Fall word from Dollar Tree, and I decided to paint it with my Ivory, but again, it was too white. I just felt like you couldn't really read it, and I didn't like it. So I decided, okay, well, maybe if I put some stitch marks, that will help. So I took a really small paintbrush and that worn penny, and I did stitch marks all the way around it. I didn't like that either. I don't know. I just didn't like it. So I just ended up taking a paintbrush and painting the whole thing with the worn penny, and I liked that much better. So once I had it all dried and done, I'm going to use my hot glue here, and I'm just going to attach that to the front of my sign right in the middle of all of my beautiful little leaves from Dollar Tree. After that was all done, I took this bow that I had created previously and just hot glued it to the top, trimmed it off, and there it is. Something very simple and easy. Well, it should be easy, right? And I love this one too. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one as well. And the final reveal is coming up, so let me know which one was your favorite today, and if you think you're going to recreate any, I'd love to know. And make sure you go and check out Rae's video and show him some love. Let him know I sent you. He's such a sweet guy. I really enjoy participating with him. I will be back again on Monday. You guys, I am starting to get tired of fall DIYs. I've only got a few more left before we transition into Christmas. I don't know. I might do something normal here for before then, but we'll see. But anyways, with all that, you guys, I really hope you guys have a blessed weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.